I'm Ron Strahan, weed scientist with the LSU AgCenter. It's early July, we've had a lot of rainfall, and a lot of annual grasses are really hitting vegetable production right now. And we're seeing things like barnyard grass, for instance. This is barnyard grass. Barnyard grass is a big seed producer. It loves all the rainfall that we've had. It's a big problem in rice production, so it's also a big problem in vegetable production. Tremendous seed producer. Barnyard grass can produce up to 1 million seeds per plant, and these seeds have longevity in the soil. So a tremendous seed producer has become a huge problem this year in our vegetable production areas. And we're also seeing a lot of broadleaf signal grass emerging in vegetable production areas, and this one is already producing a lot of seeds too. And we have a lot of crabgrass. Crabgrass emerging and producing lots of seed. Crabgrass can produce anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 seeds per plant, can live for 10 to 15 years in the soil. So we do have grass killers that are very effective at killing grasses. Herbicides like clethodim and sethoxydim and fluazafop, they're very effective, but they're not really that effective on annual grasses that are producing seed heads. These plants are mature. They're not actively growing. They're concentrating on producing seeds now. So the grass-killing herbicides are just not as effective. The ideal timing for these grass-killing herbicides would be on small grasses like this small crabgrass right here, newly emerged or 3 to 4 inch tall crabgrass. Crabgrass at this point, it would be a salvage application, and in our work through the years, we've had really poor results with these grass killers over the top of the grasses when they are producing seed heads. With all the rainfall that we've had, sedges have really overpopulated vegetable crops this year. And sedges are grass-like plants, but they're in a completely different family. The thing about sedges is they have a triangular stem. Some will produce seeds, but most of the perennial ones will be producing tubers in the soil, and that's how they mainly reproduce. This is rice flat sedge, which just happens to be an annual sedge that mainly depends on seed production. We also have perennial sedges. This is yellow nut sedge right here, and yellow nut sedge is a perennial sedge that produces tubers. You see this a lot in wet areas, and it's a big problem in most vegetable crops, especially in wet years. One of the things about sedges is you can see they're able to penetrate plastic, and sometimes it will be the only weed that you have in a plastic culture area will just be sedges popping through the plastic. But yellow nut sedge, tremendous tuber producer, among the worst weeds in the world, and is a huge problem in crops, in vegetable crops. Another huge problem is purple nut sedge, and of course you can see the difference. Yellow nut sedge here on my right and purple nut sedge on my left. Yellow nut sedge, among the worst weeds in the world. Purple nut sedge is the #1 ranked weed problem in the world. If you don't have a seed head, you can tell the difference between the two sedges by purple here on my right has more of a dagger-shaped leaf. Yellow nut sedge is more of a spear shape, more of a tapered leaf shape. When it comes to purple nut sedge, #1 ranked weed problem in the world. And purple nut sedge produces tubers in the soil and produces tubers in chains. And it can produce a lot of tubers. One tuber emerging, making a shoot, in 100 days can produce 300 tubers. So a tremendous problem in plasticulture because it's able to penetrate through the plastic. Now we do have a herbicide that's pretty effective on sedges. That's halosulfuron. A lot of the cucurbit crops have halosulfuron available for use. Tomato production, so we have options for controlling sedges in several vegetable crops. But the thing is, trying to control sedges that are producing flowers, very difficult at this point.